Welcome back to the channel. Did a little automotive work today. Instead of the ham radio stuff, we're going to be working on the Subaru. And this will be my first Subaru that I've ever owned. But I bought this one with a problem. And Subarus do have their issues. I've heard some people call them the Chrysler of the automotive world, and that's probably a little bit harsh, but there is some things about Subarus that should be aware of. And number one, most of them leak oil. Just the nature of the beast. Number two, they occasionally will have head gasket issues. I've done lots of head gaskets in Subaru boxer engines. And number three is there is some bottom end concerns with these engines, and that's what this one has. And we'll get to that right now. So yes, we've got an engine problem. And I've put a stethoscope on it, and it appears it's coming from the center of the crankcase, which is most likely a rod or a crankshaft issue. So we're going to get to the part of Subarus that I like. So let's pull this engine out. You'll notice that clock in the background is reading 5:38 p.m. You might be wondering why I bought this. And truth be told, I have another four-wheeler, as you probably know. I have my Bronco 2. But the Bronco 2 has went through some evolution over the years. It now has a V8 engine, and it's lifted a little bit, and it's only getting about 15 miles to the gallon. And when I originally built this thing, this was built as a daily driver. It's not much of a daily driver now. So in order for me to get more serious with this Bronco, I intend on putting this vehicle on 35-inch tires. Then I'm going to have to choose another daily driver, so I bought this to fulfill that role, hopefully. I think it'll do pretty good in that role. But anyway, let's get back to Speedy Gonzalez and see how he's doing on that alternator. last one. And there you have it, engine swinging free from the car at 7:13 p.m. So this is one of the reasons I like Subarus. The engines come out pretty easy, and they come out through the top. A lot of modern front-wheel drive cars, the engine has to be taken out the bottom. And usually it's attached to a subframe, and you have to pull the whole subframe, and transmission and engine all goes out the bottom. That's the way it is with most front drive cars. But the Subarus, granted they're all-wheel drive, but the engine is longitudinally mounted and comes out the top. So these are relatively easy to pull. So yes, they have some engine problems, head gasket issues and bottom end issues, but the Subarus are easy to work on, and they have character. So I'm going to get this over the bench, and in the next video I'm going to tear this thing apart and see if I can figure out why it's knocking. Thanks for watching.